Okay, so we'll start now. If I want to let you guys have like a feeling, but the noise is practically disturbing. So if you have a question, can you just paste it in chat. So I will share my screen and continue from where we stop. But for the sake of recording, I'll go over what I've said before. So welcome to programming concepts for front end, because we have basically two sides. We have a front end and back end. For this class, we'll be dissecting everything that concerns front end, everything you need to know about front end. And like I explained earlier, and for the sake of people that missed the class last time, front end basically is everything user can see, from text to color to images to video to form to links, everything you can think about that is visible to the user basically on the website is the front end. And there are three basic parts to this. There's the HTML, there's the CSS, and there's the JavaScript. Combination of these three items or three elements makes up the front end. So for you to be a front end developer or a front end engineer, you have to have adequate and sufficient knowledge about HTML, about CSS, about JavaScript. So HTML basically is a markup language. It contains the text. So if you go on a website, what makes it up majorly are text narrating the ordeal of the website, ranging from the heading to the paragraph to everything you can imagine that concerns text is facilitated with the HTML. Then how a website looks, the looks and the feel, how the animation goes in and goes out, and everything you can think about is made possible with the CSS. So CSS basically controls style. Then JavaScript controls the functionality. So if you press the menu button and it pops up, and you press it again, it pops out, that's the work of JavaScript. If you can switch between testimonials, that's the work of JavaScript. If you can change from dark mode to light mode, that's the work of JavaScript. So it's more or less like a building. So you have like a plot of land, and this plot of land is your canvas. Do you understand? And you want to build a house. So basically, you buy a plot, you want to build a house. The first thing you do is to lay the foundation, and you lay the brick, and you break it up to roofing level. The breaking up foundation in front end is known as the HTML. Do you understand? So if you want to make up a website, the first thing you do is to arrange your text and whatnot. So that's the foundational level, and that's like the HTML side. Then after that, after you have your building up to the roofing level, what do? Paint it. So if you want your house to be yellow, to be pink, to be blue, to be whatnot, to have designs and different shapes and different sizes, like as per the coloring, is the work of CSS. So the art of applying styles to your web page is known as CSS. Then after you paint and you do, what do? You call the electrician to come and wire up your house for you. If you want these fancy lights, and if you want your toilet to have like a touch flush or a handle flush, if you want your water sink to be automatic or whatnot, you have to call a plumber or electrician to come and do that for you. If you are relating that to front end also, is work of JavaScript. So if you go into your house and you put on the switch and the switch comes on, it's a functionality. For you to do that too in your web development, you need JavaScript for it. Do you understand? So I'll share my screen now and I'll illustrate everything I've said, basically, to help you guys visualize what I'm trying to say. And if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat. Or I might unmute you guys, but I'm afraid that if I do that, then I might get rowdy again. Pending the time, if you have any questions, just pop it in the chat section. So basically, I've shared my screen, and this is the website now. And if you notice how the website is, it's quite different from the conventional website. So I have three websites open now. I opened our popular website, Suri internship website. I want to differentiate between like what it means to grade up as front-end developers. So if you notice now, this is like just our basic website. We have our header, we have the hero section. So basically the header is where your logo goes and your navigation bar goes. It's called the header if you start developing HTML. Then you have this section. This section is known as the hero section, where the first contact to a user, because everything that this website contains now or portrays now is stated here. Do you understand? So if you go to your website and everything you need to know is supposed to be here, So usually called the hero section because it portrays and it gives out information basically on the website. Do you understand? So we have our header, we have our hero section. If you scroll down, if you notice, then there's the FAQ. And like I said, now, for instance, now you click on this, you notice that it animates down. If you click on it, it animates up. This basically is made possible with JavaScript. Do you understand? And the line you see between now is CSS. The colors, everything you can think of, how fancy this looks, is also CSS. Do you understand? So basically, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is what you need to put your website together. So, and I'll illustrate this to you now. If you notice, this is a website, and there's a start button here. Let's click on start button and see. If you click on it, then you notice there's this animation. Then it's not like the conventional websites you are used to or what I've opened before, but there's a clear difference between this and this. If you notice, there's a vehicle moving here, and you can use your mouse to move. If you notice, I'm using my mouse to control the vehicle. And everything also you need here is stated. So this is a portfolio for a website. And you also need HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But this JavaScript is not our conventional JavaScript, as you know. But yes, this is a website because if you ask, it's rendered on a domain and you can access the text and everything you need to access here. But it's different from what we see from here. And also this and that website again, quite different from what we, and if you notice, I'm moving my mouse and this rocket is following me. And if I hit a particular item, it has an effect. This is the beauty of front end. You can create all this with front end technologies, but it varies. It's not like the conventional ones, you know. But I'm just trying to give you an illustration that with front end development, this is everything it entails. And if I scroll up and I scroll down, there are things happening. Ticket. So for you to do this, you have to master 3 elements, at least the HTML, the CSS, and JavaScript. And these 3 elements, you can also go into more forms, learning 3JS, because this is made possible by 3JS, GSAP, React, Svelte, Vue, and many other concepts that enable users enable developers create magic like this. And I know for a fact that this is very enticing because, I mean, who sees this and is not intrigued? And you as a creator also, if you're creating this, there's fun to it. Do you understand? So this is what it means to be like a front-end developer, for you to translate what you see on a design to what a user can conveniently use. Do you understand? So as I explained earlier, we have different sections in our website. And I explained that this is the heroes, this is the header where you have your logo, you also have your navigation bar. Let's try and open another website. Let's say Apple website. I'll show you guys another example. Bring it down. Yes. So if you notice now, this is like Apple website, and there's this header here, and there's a navigation bar. The navigation bar is basically all these things you see here: the MacBook, the iPad, the iPhone, the support, and where to buy. And there's this tiny bit of logo. And here's the hero section. So the hero section, I said, tells you entirely what the website is all about. So we know that, okay, yes, iPhone 15 Pro, 13, blah, blah, blah. This is basically for what? iPhone, for Apple. If you scroll down, there are more information to this. And everything pertaining it, the text, the color, and this HTML basically. We can do this, and I'll illustrate it to you guys how it's done. You have your maybe H2 and your paragraph to illustrate this. You have an image here. You have H2 paragraph and a hyperlink to illustrate this. You have your image here. Everything you can see as basic or as easy as this is, it's just the combination of what HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And if as a front-end developer, you have to put many things into consideration because how are users viewing your website? It's easy to just develop for maybe the laptop, but as front-end developers, you have to put many things into consideration. First off, is the user using a laptop? Is he using his phone? Is he using his Apple Watch to check the website? If you are trying to program or trying to make up a website, you have to put into consideration different kind of users. And with the help of Chrome extension now, let's see. For a fact, this is like on a big screen now. For those using like a desktop, a very large desktop, you can see that everything fits perfectly here. Do you understand? And it's our duty as front-end developers to put into consideration all type of users, all the type, because you're not a front-end developer if you make websites for only desktop users and you forsake laptop and your phone. That you're not a complete developer then. You have to take into consideration the mobile, the tablets, different kind of tablets, the Apple tablet, Samsung tablets, because they have different sizes. And I'll put it down to you now. If you check on your Chrome or your Firefox or your Explorer, you can switch to developer mode or to your console. If you right click and you scroll down to inspect. So if you click on inspect now, you will have this tab shown to you. Do you understand? And you can easily also check all various type of devices here. Do you understand? So I'll put it to you. Okay, let's see for iPhone 12 Pro, what does it look like? So if you switch on to iPhone 12, so on iPhone 12 Pro, this is what the website looks like. And it's usable, true or false, because if you click on this, it pops up, goes down, and everything seems beautiful. The user can access this on his phone. Then let's see what it looks like on a tab. Let's say iPad mini. Yes, it's usable on iPad mini. This is beautiful also. Let's go to, let's say, Galaxy Fold. Still has its own tweaks, but why not? It's usable if you notice. Tickets. So as developers, we have to take into consideration every type of screen. Do you understand? And make sure that, okay, this screens or this web page is used or is usable across all. It's requesting to record. This screen is usable across all type of users. And you can also inspect different kind of element on the screen. So you have this button, and I'm wondering, okay, what makes up this button? So if you right click on the button, you can inspect it. And the details on the styling also. Let me take you back to yes. So everything you see on that button now, this is what this is what consists of the button. There's a padding left, padding right. You might not get the meaning of these terms until you start CSS. But what makes this button up, you can see it on your inspection bar. Do you understand? And if you want to inspect the text also, just right click on it, click on inspect. And the details that made up this particular text is being shown here. So these are little tricks or little concepts you should know as programmers or a front-end developer. You can easily pick an object or an element on a web page and see what it means. You can also check the source code. So if you also right click here, you can scroll up and let's see, there should be view source code. Yes, view page source. So this view page source now shows us all the code that makes up that website. Do you understand? So if you notice now, there's like the HTML, there's the header. This header contains the metadata and links for several things. But I'll just give you guys like an insight to what these things mean. For you guys to go deeper once you start the HTML class and the CSS class. So we have our metadata. So metadata basically provides information to the browser. There are many types of metadata, which basically gives the browser what it needs to know. And it ranges down to your search optimization and the details. For instance, now, if I go back to Suri website, if you notice, what is showing on, I can't move this, but if you notice, you can see internship on my screen. Then there's internship.zuri.team. But this internship as a text is the title of the website. And if you check your source here, you can see it's noted here, title internship. So if I change this title from internship to, let's say, Simi's website, then automatically, if I go back here and I hover on it, it will appear to be Simi's website. And I'll illustrate that to you with VS Code. But I'm just trying to give you guys an idea. Then if you check you can see a bit of link tag here. So these link tags basically are used to link your CSS to your HTML, because there are different kinds of ways to style your website. You can style them externally, you can style them internally, and you can style them inline. But the most convenient way to start your website is using the external CSS. So it means you have to link your style sheet differently. Then you connect your CSS to your HTML, then to apply the style. I'll also show you guys with VS Code. But let me give you guys like a theoretical aspect of what I'm saying. So with the link tag now, you can easily link your CSS files. Do you understand? So you can link there's a normalizer CSS, there's a component of CSS, there's a Zuri theme of
Sorry,
CSS.
I have a question.
Hey, if you have a question, just copy the
Like
tag.
you are going. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah, I
you.
said you are like moving too fast. You are moving too fast. I did not get when you got to this part. Like, is it from the inspect that you got to this place, or how did you get?
I'll close it and go back again. Are you with me now?
Yes, I'm with you.
Basically, I said there are various ways to check what an element of a website contains. There are two ways you can do it basically. So if you left click and click on inspect, you have this tab here where you can easily check what constitutes of a website as per the stylings. And this, because this is the HTML here, you have the HTML bar up and you have the CSS bar up. But to get to that particular page, I said you can right click, then check view page source. So there's like a tab on your Chrome or Firefox or Mozilla, whatever you're using, Brave, Excel. If you right click and scroll down, you see a view page source. You can also press Ctrl U to go there. You can use Ctrl U to navigate to the place, or you right click and you find the view page source. So regardless, you see and you can easily navigate to the place. Is that clear enough? Is that clear enough?
Yes, 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 it is.
Okay. Um,
Yes, it is. It is.
so as I was saying, basically, so there are ways to link your CSS, and you are using the link tag now, the href. So these three files are CSS files that enables the styling of that particular HTML. And there's also a way to link your JavaScript. So link your JavaScript also, you use this script tag to do that. Do you understand? So this is what contains, or this is what is in the head of the HTML. And the head of the HTML is what communicates to the browser and tells the browser everything it needs to know. Do you understand? Then there's the body. The body of the HTML basically is the component or the content of that site. So I'll give you guys an example now. Or like we've seen ready to put your skills to the test. If you scroll here, you see the same thing here, ready to put your skills to the test. So all the text on this image, all the text on this website, images, everything you can think of that contains this website are all indicated here. There's nothing you're looking for that contains text there. Everything is indicated here. Do you understand? So you can easily collect text from a website by just checking the source code, and this is what you get. Do you understand? And so basically, that's just like the two major ways of inspecting what you have on the website. Are there any questions I need to answer? Check the chat. Is it via codes we make a
Uh,
app responsive? Yes. So the ability to make a app responsive is through your code. Do you understand? There's something they call media query. And media query basically is uh, writing code that suits a particular screen. So let's say for instance now let me visualize this. Let me visualize this for you guys. So if I inspect, let's inspect now. So this is the website on a larger screen. Do you understand? And if I bring it in slowly, slowly, slowly. I bring it in slowly. If you notice, at this point, there's a shift in style. This image comes down and the navigation bar, those two buttons goes away. And everything seems to fit to that particular screen. So to make this possible, it's with the help of the media query. Do you understand? So media query basically aids you to fit your text or your website to a particular screen. And the more we go, if you notice, the image is getting smaller and the text are getting in shape. So media query helps you design your website to suit different kind of screen. And I'll still illustrate that with VS Code. But let me give you guys a theoretical aspect. Any other question? Let's see. While inspecting, can you?
Hello? Okay, so I wanted to say that can we like do a little practical in this class?
Yes.
Like maybe you should start from just try to develop something so we can see the way it works.
There are stages to this, yeah. So I can't physically jump because if I start developing now, I don't understand concept, then to be on me. Do you understand? So there's a tutor that will take you HTML, and there's a tutor that will take you CSS, and there's a tutor that will teach you JavaScript. With the combination of these three, I'm sure by fact that at the end of this training, you'll be able to put this website by yourself. Do you understand? I can give you a glimpse of what it means practically, but I won't for sure go into details. Do you understand me? So I'm not trying to give you guys like a theoretical aspect too. So when I start coding, you guys will like get an overview. Is that clear?
Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'm you.
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me, please?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to confirm something. Is it with the help of the media query, we can be able to know whether our code will be able to fit on different app, on different mobile app? Is it with the help of the media query?
Help of the media query. So okay, let me illustrate this to you now. So it's what they call breakpoints in front-end development. So breakpoints basically are where, as they put it, breakpoints where your code breaks. Do you understand? Because I can make a website now and it doesn't fit a screen anymore. Do you understand? So at that point, it breaks. I'll illustrate that to you now. So let's see, we are scrolling down little by little, 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 little by little. Yes, if you notice, at this point where the style shifts is a breakpoint in my days to any time.
Okay.
At this point where the style shifts is a breakpoint. Do you understand? And for you to fit like this particular stuff in it is where the media query comes in. Do you understand? So for every breakpoint, and it's noted here on your check up, there are like indications or mark that indicate several breakpoints on the website. Do you understand? So for this now is laptop screen, and you have 1024 pixels. If you scroll down a little, you have 768. So all these are breakpoints where you should fix your website so that they fit in different user screen. Is that clear?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. Somebody asked a question. Can we edit our text from here? Yes, we can. So let's test it here. Let's test it. And let's see. Let's switch the test. Let's say Simi and Allergy. So we have Simi and Allergy's website now on Zuri's internship. I mean, it's not their website basically, but you can test several things. Let's come here again and inspect. Let's say inspect, then let's edit this particular text that we have here. Text is too much. Let's edit this easy one. Let's edit this one. Let's see. Yes, we have 5,910. Let's change it to, someone should give me a random number. Random number, anybody? Random number, anybody? Let's say 71. We have 71 people on this call, so I'm using 71. If I press enter and I check it, what do you notice? You have 71 here. So for every component, every text on the website, you can easily edit it here. And let's say we have people who have gone through internship in 4 years. let's say Zuri internship is the best in the whole wide, here. The whole wide world. Yes. What do we have here now? We have Zuri internship is the best in the whole wide world. So every text you can see here basically are editable there. But if I refresh it, bam, everything goes back to normal. As you can see, our stuff disappears and we have what we have here. So you can edit your text with that. Exactly. So our meeting is ending soon. Our meeting is ending soon. I would reach out to the backend dev so that I'll get permission from him to extend the class so as not to take people's time that are reaching during 2 course. Then if we come back, I'll illustrate to you guys practically what I mean by the head, the whatnot, and how styles influence this and that. Is there any question for you?
Tashina, me kana se yanzu. Kabari ta kawai don?
Eh?
Kabari ta kawai.
I can hear you. Yeah, speak now, sir. So, any question for?
Good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. While going through one of the course, I came across the dynamic website and static website. Just want to confirm: is it the JavaScript that makes a website dynamic or static? Because I saw this number, that number 5,009. It keeps changing.
I didn't come again. I didn't hear clearly.
Okay, yeah. I think I was going through one of our courses and they mentioned a website, a dynamic website and a static website, if I'm correct. Like, so I wanted to confirm if it's this JavaScript that makes a website static or dynamic. Can you just explain the difference between dynamic website and static website?
So the difference between
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. The difference between a static website and a dynamic website is that a static website is I'm trying to simplify it. But let me start with a dynamic. You get the illustration better. So I would open Twitter now. Let me open Twitter and illustrate what it means to have a dynamic website. Just hold on a minute. So now this is Twitter. Who has a Twitter account here again? Can someone just text me their Twitter account here? So what it means for a website to be dynamic is to show content depending on what is where you navigate to. So for instance, now this is my profile. If I go to profile now, then this is like everything that concerns me. Do you understand? But notice it has like the same format. There's the sidebar, there's this particular place where my profile goes, and sorry for the pause. And there's this side with the whole issue happening here. So let me click on that user now. If I click on that user, what do you see? You see the same layout for different content. Do you understand? Because layout is different. You don't see my name anymore. This is different. This is different. Everything you can see is different. If I come here also and I click, same layout for different contents. So dynamic websites basically are websites that render different. No matter if you click on 1 billion things, you have like same layout for a different content. So you can go to a dynamic link offering like the same. You have to get the same layout for different content. I'll show that to you again. Let's say we go to Jumia.com, and yes. So these items now, you see there are different items here. There's the Google Pixel. There's this. There's that. There's this. Let's assume I click on this first Google Pixel here. just take note of how everything turns out. You have where you can add to carts, you have where you can choose your delivery, blah, blah, blah. If I go back and I choose another item, we still have the same settings for different content. This is what it means for a site to be dynamic. You have different content, but it maintains the same layout. But for static sites, it's not the same. So this is like an illustration of a static site now. This site is static because if I click on here or here, I don't get the same layout. I don't get the same settings, but it's just different layouts, different content. If I click on products now, it takes me to another page. But you have different content and you have a different layout. Do you understand? Well, as for dynamic websites, no matter who I'm clicking here now, let's see, I click on that person. Okay, let me click on this person here now. If you notice, you have the same layout, but different content. The same layout, different content. So also with Jumia, the same layout, different content. So basically, that's just a simplified way of illustrating what dynamic and static website is. Is that clear enough?
Yes, sir. But I think what he was trying to ask is that is it JavaScript that is determining a dynamic website or static?
JavaScript. There are frameworks that makes it easier, like React and Vue. You can achieve that with JavaScript, but it's usually very, very hard. Do you understand? That's why there's like framework like React, Vue, Svelte. So with this, you can easily achieve a dynamic website. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Is there any
Okay,
question?
I think it will be clear like this.
I have a question.
Yeah, go
So
on.
I've been trying to right click to get to the inspect, but I can't on
So
Chrome.
there are three ways of inspecting. You can right click, you see the inspect here. Do you understand? You can press your F12 key and take to the inspect, or you come to this option here, you click on it, you find more tools, then click on the developers tools, you see inspect. And you can also do Shift Control I and it will inspect. So I mentioned 4 ways. First way, I'll go again. Right click, inspect. Then if you don't want it like this, you can press F12, it will inspect. If you want it like this, you can press Control Shift I. Control Shift I, it will inspect. If you don't want it like this, you can